मंगळवार दिनांक 20 फेब्रुवारी 2018 फाल्गुन शुद्ध पंचमी चरक चिकित्सा स्थान अध्याय 21 सूत्र 26-27 विसर्ग चिकित्सा शंखं चक्रं जलभाण्डरतमृतघटं चारुदोर्भिश्चतुर्भिः सूक्ष्मस्वच्छातिरुद्यांशुकपरिविलसन् मौलिमं भोजनेत्रं कालाम्भोदोज्ज्वलाङ्गं कटितटविलसच्चारुपीताम्बराढ्यं वन्दे धन्वन्तरिं तं निखिलगतवनप्रौढदावाग्निलीलम् ब्रह्मणो हि समारब्धात्रेयाद्येषु पूजिताम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् आयुर्वेदरतं वन्दे माधवाख्यं महागुरुम् आयुर्वेदामृतं सर्वं शिष्येभ्यो यः प्रदत्तवान् द्रष्टाज्ञानी दृष्टकर्मा कृतकर्मा तथैव च अध्यापको विषक्श्रेष्ठो महान् संशोधकस्तथा गुणैरेतैः समुदितैः यत्कार्यं प्रतनोद्यसः समृद्ध्यर्थं कार्यस्य वयं नु प्रयतामहे सरस्वत्यै नमो यस्याः प्रसादात् पुण्यकर्मभिः बुद्धिदर्पणसङ्क्रान्तं जगदध्यक्षमीक्षते आत्रेयं प्रथमं वन्दे आयुर्वेदजगद्गुरुम् आयुर्वेदामृतं सर्वं गृहीत्वा हि सुरेश्वरात् अग्निवेशादिकेभ्यो यत् प्रयच्छत्नुवि सत्तमः प्रथमं तन्त्रकर्तारम् अग्निवेशं नमाम्यहम्। अद्य मंगलवासरः अथवा बहुमवासरः फाल्गुन शुद्ध पंचमी दिनांक 20 फेब्रुवारी 2018 चरक चिकित्सा स्थान अध्याय 21 सूत्र क्रमांक 26-27 मर्मोपघातात् सम्मोहात् अयनानां विघट्टनात् तृष्णात् योगात् वेगानां विषमाणां प्रवर्तनात् विद्यात् विसर्पम् अन्तर्जम् आशुचाग्निबलक्षयात् अतो विपर्यात् बाह्यम् अन्यैर्विद्यात् स्वलक्षणैः। तर्हि अभ्यन्तर विसर्पस्य कानि लिङ्गानि इत्येतद्विषये वक्तुं प्रवीति। आम् सत्यम्। मर्मोपघातः सम्मोहः अयनानां विघट्टनं तृष्णा अतियोगः वेगानां विषमाणां प्रवर्तनम् अग्निबलक्षयः इमानि तावत् अभ्यन्तराश्रितस्य विसर्पस्य लक्षणानि। तर्हि सम्मोहः कः इत्येतद्विषयमधिकृत्य यहाँ वार्तालापः प्रचलितः आसीत्। तमेव विषयं पुरस्कृत्य अग्रे यास्यामः। सम्मोहः तत्र भगवद्गीतायां मया उक्तं। तत्र भगवद्गीतायां 2 अध्याये तस्मिन् विषये सूत्राणि सन्ति। ध्यायतो विषयान् संगस्तेषूपजायते संगात् सञ्जायते कामः कामात् क्रोधो विषायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति। दहान्वेष्टुं भवितुमर्हति। एवं ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः one who is thinking of Vishaya, Sangha Teshu Pajayate, has a Sangha about them. So this all starts with Vishaya Sakti kind of thing. And one when one is thinking of Vishayas, he gets attracted towards that or gets affected by that. Sangat Sanjayate Kama. And this Sangha or Asakti leads to Kama or desire. Kamat Krodho Vishayate. And Kama leads to Krodha. Now, Charkacharya says that there are two ways of getting dukkha or something like that. One is Ishtasya Alabhat. If you don't get what you desire, Labhat Chanishtasya. And due to Labha of Anishta, you get dukkha or sorrow. So when there is a karma and if that is not satisfied, then one is unhappy or is in sorrow. And that leads to anger. Why I am not getting this or something like that. Or why I am getting something which I don't like, I don't desire. So labhat chanishtasya, that also leads to sorrow or grief. And if we don't get what we desire, then that also leads to anger. So kamat krodho vijayate. So kama leads to krodha. Krodha bhavati sammoha. And then there is delusion or one doesn't understand what is to be exactly done. So to do or not to do, etc. or what to do. These are certain issues associated with some moha. And as I was saying, Vapu Kale's book, Apan Sare Arjun, emphasizes this fact that everybody is like Arjun and he's in puzzle or he's confused what to do or something like that. And Sammoha Smriti Vibhramaha. That leads to Smriti Vibhrama. So even the remembrance is shaken and one doesn't remember things properly. What had happened in the past with this kind of anger, etc., etc., or the steps taken at that time in anger, etc. And whether it is worthwhile to continue with it or not, etc. Then this Prati Vibhrama or Sati Vibhramsha leads to Buddhinasha, and Buddhinasha leads to Vinasha or destruction. So, Samam Buddhi Ripashyati, Buddhi or the intellect has the capacity to differentiate between Hita, Ahita, Nitya, Anitya, etc. And if that is lost, then one doesn't really understand what is proper, what is improper, what is Hita, Hita, or what is Ahita kind of thing. And Buddhinasha Pranashyati, with Buddhinasha, one destroys or something like that. So recently, yesterday or day before yesterday, there is a news of a whole family who committed suicide due to financial loss and other things, etc. They killed their own girls and with poison, and then made a suicide with a suicidal note that due to this financial problems, we are committing suicide, and in order that our daughter should not suffer further, we are also taking them with us or something like that. So this is out of frustration, and that leads to buddhinasha as such. Doesn't know what is hita, what is ahita, what one person is doing, and that leads to destruction. So perishing. So they actually ended their lives. And this is very recent, yesterday or day before yesterday. I think it is yesterday only. So the whole thing starts with kama and sanga, asakti. And this asakti is one who is thinking of something in his mind constantly. Dhyana, dhyayato vishayan pusa. And then this sanga and then kama, then krodha, then sammoha, smriti viprama, buddhi nasha, and then nasha, pranashati. So with this chain, we may try to understand the situation. Now our discussion started with sammoha lakshana, and as Jamadagni was saying that cancer cell is a confused cell, doesn't understand what to do. It has a smritinasha. So it forgets to die on its own after a proper period. And since there is no natural apoptosis, it keeps on proliferating and growing. And that is what cancer is. Now the question is, this is a part of intellect and the role of mind with it, something like that. Now, intellect is a characteristic, or buddhi is a guna of Atman as such. And with a gross Purusha, this is very well known. Only Krodha causes sammoha. Shoka, Chinta, Lobha, Bhaya also causes sammoha. Well, this is a good question. It doesn't say that only Krodha causes sammoha. Any other factors also would be causing sammoha. But asakti particularly is associated with kama. Asakti leads to kama, and then kama leads to krodha. That is the thing. Even shoka, chinta, lobha, bhaya, etc. may also cause krodha. And many times it is very difficult to understand what is the root cause of this krodha. And people are not able to define it properly. Why I am getting angry or something. In the first instance, they don't agree that they are angry. That is one thing. After that, they say, no, I don't find a reason why I am angry or something like that. Generally, as I said, ishtasya alabhacha nishtasya. This is the basic reason behind that. Now, what is ishta and what is anishta? That is still personal, and that may vary even in a person from time to time or something. And one may not be able to explain about that why a person particularly like a particular thing or why he dislikes a particular thing. Some things are very common, that is obvious, but there can be other things which may not be common to all, and these are individual or personal, and other may feel that what is that? If he doesn't get that, then shouldn't he have something else or something like that? There is a famous verse about the Queen of UK. Somebody tried to explain her that people are not getting bread. She said if they are not getting bread, they should eat cake. Not really understanding the poverty and the reason behind not getting bread. So if there is no chance of getting bread, what to think of cake and pastries or something like that. But for that person, that matter is most important. The other person may feel that it's not so important, and why should this person get much involved into that? Here reference is Vishaya Sangha, so sequence is given like that. Bhaya, Lobhadi, any bhava also may terminate up to buddhi, moha. That is true. Actually, if we look into Hetu Kosha, it elaborates on these aspects. And I used to teach this particular portion for this lifestyle course. So, lifestyle management. So, I had references from, I used to take with me Hetu Kosha and take all the references out from about Bhaya, Krodha, Vishada, etc. etc. या सगळ्यांची काय काय कार्य होतात ग्रंथात. So what are their results, outcomes of all these factors? Hetu Kosh, first part. So I used to teach from that particular volume, first volume, Hetu Kosh. And there are references about dosha prakopa, particular roga samprapti. थोडासा चालेल. Particular samprapti of a disease, etc., etc. And this used to be a good thing. Rasik Pavaskar recently has sent me a file of Bhayanashana or medicines. He could find 250 records, something like that, which have a Falashruti of Bhayanasha. This is from Aukshada Kosha, of course. And I have been thinking how to deal with this. There are medicines like Brahmarasayana, varieties of medicines, which say about a particular Bhayanasha or in general Bhayanasha or something like that. Vibhetu Durvalo Bhishtam Dhyayati Vyatitendriya Vibheti Vadni is one of the symptom of Ojakshaya and Ojo Vardhana Dravya, maybe Suvarna Siddhakshir, etc. are useful for that. That is one aspect of it. But since there are about 250 records about Bhaya Chikitsa or something like that, we may try to find out treatment even for Krodha and Vishada and other things, etc. etc. We have not looked into out of the portion for that. Anyway, this is again a diversion, and Sammoha, whether it is associated with every cell, that's the issue. And does it collectively become the Sammoha of the whole body or not? That is another issue or something like that. But anyway, we may try to think that Sharirindriya Sattva Atma Sanyoga is Ayush or life. Sharira is made from this dosha, dhatu, mala, etc. and our avayava, etc. made from that. And they have paramanus. Or in modern perspective, there is an anatomical structure consisting of various systems. And each system is having organs, and then associated with those organs are the paramanus, etc. etc. So whatever is living being is having soul, it have mind, intellect, etc. And this is in tune with the living being or the person who is living being or something like that. So there might be a reflection of the human as a whole with every cell or something of that person. And the liveliness is everywhere in the body. So Keshaloma Nakhakranda Maladrava Gunairvina, excluding all these, there is everywhere Tvak or this Sparshanendriya Vyapti. And Sparshana Vyaptirapi Vyapakam Chetaha. And mind is associated with Sparshanendriya. It also covers all these aspects internally as well as externally. So the association of mind, the association of the intellect, or so to say the ahankara, or something like that, ego, is there with every cell as such. And it might happen that the cell becomes abnormal and gets confused what to do, what is its normal function, and starts behaving in a different manner, forgets its natural process of apoptosis, and lives longer or something like that. So this is quite possible. How to counteract? One important aspect, as I said, when I am using Mahakalyanaka Gruta from Unmadadikara or something, Unmada is Buddhi Vibhramsha, and this we are taking at a gross level, but even at a cellular level, this might be the thing. And when Mahakalyanaka is a medicine for that, the name itself suggests that it has some unnatural activity. Kalyana is something which is not a physical activity. It goes beyond physical, spiritual kind of thing. So associated with the mind and the soul, etc. So Mahakalyanaka itself, the name itself suggests that it has a role that goes beyond Panchamahabhutas, and it may have the capacity to get rid of this confusion and making the cell normal. Now, whether the cell will become normal or not, this is his question. But at least new cells should be normal, and if they replace the abnormal cell when it dies. Now, when immunity progresses, the apoptosis returns and the cancer cells start dying. That is what conventional medicine says today. So, if we emphasize on immunity, then the normalcy starts returning, and cancer cells start dying, apoptosis occurs. And if they are replaced by normal cells, then the cancer regresses. That is the thing today. So we may not just rely on the physical properties. We should also look for metaphysical or spiritual properties of any dravya and any actions associated with that. So this samoha, which is a delusion kind of thing or a confused state, this is indication of antar visarpa and so this may resemble with cancer to certain extent. So maybe some treatment from Visarpa Chikitsa would be useful. And after Gudichi, can we start Dhatu Pachaka as it is used maximum in clinics? Anyway, this can be thought of. So Sammoha is one of the important aspects, and since this is associated with mind and intellect, it carries more importance. Ayananam Vikattanat. So this is collision of margas or something like that. Ayana is the way, pathway or something like that, and अंतर्जम as शब्द असा शब्द आहे का विसर्पम अंतर्जम आशु अंतर्जम, so one which is inside, that is the word. So ayananam vikattanam will happen if there is a collision. There is space is narrow and there are so many things which are trying to get accommodated in that small space. Then there will be vikattana of the ayana. Now this might be due to some growth. This might be due to some shotha kind of thing. And how to really understand that is another issue. Because now we have CT scan and MRI and etc. which gives a good picture of internal organs, and only thing is we have to interpret on that basis, and the interpretation has to be proper. Today the interpretation is for conventional medicine, so we don't have direct interpretation into Ayurvedic perspective, and we need to understand what is to be understood first, and then may try to get help from today's physics to understand those things. So अतिप्रवृत्ति संभव विमार्गतो वागमनं स्रोतसां दृष्टिलक्षणम्. So vimargamanam may occur due to this ayana vigattana. And अस्तिवाहिनी दुष्यन्ति अस्तां चाति विघट्टनात्. This we try to see in osteoarthritis today. So the cartilage gets diminished, particularly in knee joint, and there is cracking noise. And so there is astikshaya kind of thing. But ativigattana of asti is understandable in that way. Ayananam vigattanam is more difficult to understand. So if there is crowding of ayanas in the body, and they collide with each other, and then that might be producing some srotarodha in some srotasas, and that can be dangerous or something like that. So ayananam vikattanam is to be understood. Trushnat yoga. This is a bit strange. So as if there is internal heat produced or something like that, and there is immense thirst to counteract that heat. So there is Trushnati Vega or Trushnati Yoga. Veganam Vishamanam Pravartana. And Vishama Pravartana of Vega. Now this can resemble with PCOD. Now there is no direct mention of Raja Pravritti Vega as such in the text. Masi Masi Rajastrinam Sarasajam Sravati Treham. So it's a regular flow for 3 days every month. And there were no issues associated with this in old days. And women used to conceive 9-10 times in their life. And there were no symptoms with menopause associated with menopause or menarche or something like that. When this dysmenorrhea was also not there. But now we find विघट्टन संकोच आवळणे ल्यूमेन कमी होणे या अर्थी असेल का. It is more of collision आत्मकावर आदळणे like that. So if it is bony heart, then it is very easy to understand. If these are soft tissues, then they may accommodate to a certain extent. Bony tissue will not accommodate and is more easy to understand. So Vishama Pravartana of Vega is one of the symptoms of Visarga, and we may try to correlate with this of irregular cycles of menses. And as I said, there is no mention of this Vega as such, but we do have a tendency to delay menses, a tendency to bring it earlier, a tendency to avoid conception, and thereby creating hormonal imbalance in the body. So if we are indulging with some devices or some medicines or something like that, that's a separate issue.
पण ज्या अर्थी त्यांनी इश्यू न होण्यासाठी औषधं सांगितलेली आहेत. त्याआधी त्यांनी पण या टाईपचे प्रॉब्लेम फेस केलेला असणारच ना.
There are cases like Asruja किंवा काय Arajaska, etc., etc. So there are Univapath like that, and that should be very few cases in the society, not a big issue or something like that. Today, this is a burning issue, and first thing that we have to see that Raja Pravritti is a Vega, because there is no direct mention of that Vega in the text. So this might be an addition to whatever Vegas have been explained in the text. Now, some people also say that Svedavrodha, due to air conditioning, is also a Vega Vidharana, and that should also be incorporated nowadays. So, this might be an addition to the list of Vegas explained in the text. And these are day-to-day problems, so we should not neglect them. That is most important. So I was trying to think that Dveganam Vishamanam Pravartana. First thing that this is a Vega, to be considered as a Vega, and then Vishama Pravartana of that. Particularly in PCOD, it is delayed menses, and in menorrhagia, it's early menses or something like that. And in both these cases, conventional medicine tries to look at it with hormonal imbalance, and we may also correlate with that. That is one thing. And second is maybe Visarpa Chikitsa is useful in this. So we try to find out yogas which might be useful for PCOD, etc. Something like that. From Visarpadikar. Vidyat Visarpam Antarjam. So this is Antarja Visarpa. Ashu Chagni Balakshaya. Ashu Agni Balakshaya. So this might be Agni Kshaya, Balakshaya or Agni Balakshaya. All the things are possible. So if there is instantaneous, sudden Agnikshaya or Balakshaya or both, then it is Abhyantara Visarpa, and this is serious condition. Ato vipariyat bahyam anyer vidyat swalakshayam. And as opposite to these, and with other symptoms, one should understand that it is Bahya Visarpa, which is comparatively easier to treat. Antarashyaadi Visarpa Lakshanamaha Marmopaghatat Ityadi. Marma iti Hridayam. Now he has said Marmopaghata as only Hridaya or something like that. Shirohridaya Bastyadi Marmani Asnamcha Sandayaha. So Shirohridaya and Basti, these are the major marmas. And maybe we can think of Shiro Marma or Basti Marma as well, not only this Hridaya Marma, etc. And when there is involvement of Shiro Marma or Basti Marma, maybe we try to think of Abhyantara Visarpa. This is another important aspect. So, this is important. Vidyasvalakshana iti Vakshmana Visarpa Lakshana. So we're going to explain about the Lakshanas of Visarpa. यस्य सर्वाणि लिंगानि बलवद्यस्य कारणं जैसे चोपद्रवाः कष्टाः मर्मतो यश्च हन्ति सः. So one which is having all linga and the karana or the causative factors are strong. Now this is most important aspect. So dosha pramana vishesham apachara vishesham. That is what Sharkacharya says. So the dosha pramana has to be understood on the basis of apachara vishesham. Yesterday only I had a case of oral cancer as such. 40 years of gutka, 4-5 pudi a day, and drinks every day. So anyway, he got oral cancer and had undergone radiation and chemotherapy. And now there will be again a CT scan. So there was initial regression of 25-30%, and how much will be the regression after another set of 3 chemotherapies? That's a doubt. So if the apachara vishesha is so prolonged and so intense, for 5 pudi of gutka every day for 40 years, so this one can understand that this is really very big causative factor. So balavad yasya karanam, if the causative factor is strong, yasya cha upadravaha kashtaha, and one which is having kashta upadrava. So having upadrava is also very troublesome. Marmago yascha hantisaha, and one which is marmaga, that also kills. So Visarpa is even seen in the head region, particularly near ear or eye, and whether it is associated with Shiro Marma or not, that is a question. Generally, it is seen in chest region and sometimes in the thigh or the kati region. But it is seen also in the head region, and whether it has a Marma Samshraya or not, that is still a controversial issue. But one which is Marmaga, Yashcha Hantisaha, so that kills, that Visarpa kills, so that is Asadhya. वृक्षोष्णैः केवलो वायुः पूर्णैर्वा समावृतः प्रदुष्टो दूषयन् दूष्यान् विसर्पति यथा बलम्. This is a bit strange. So वृक्षोष्णैः केवलो वायुः पूर्णैर्वा समावृतः. So केवल वायु with ruksha and ushna. न उष्णेन युक्त रुक्षाद्या वायः कुर्वन्ति संचयम् शीतेन कोपम् उष्णेन शमं स्निग्धादयो गुणाः. That is the general phenomena. And this is something very strange about Vata and Pitta and different for Kapha. Vata and Pitta, for Vata it is the Ushna Guna, and for Pitta it is the Shita Guna associated, which is opposite to Vata Guna. And other Gunas are supporting Vata or enhancing Vata, or other Gunas are enhancing Pitta. And when they become associated with Ushna or Shita media, then that leads to Sanchaya or Chaya of that dosha. And when they get its own guna, say Vata gets Shita guna or Pitta gets Ushna guna, then there is Prakop. So in a seasonal cycle, this is well justified. Vata starts getting accumulated during summer season, which is Ruksha and Ushna, and that is Sanchaya. And in Varsha or Pravrut, when there is Chaitya, Shitena Kopam, then it becomes Prakupita. and we have prakopa of Vata dosha in Varsha Rutu or Pravra. The same thing is applicable about Pitta. It starts Shitena Yukta Tikshna Dhyaha Chayan Kittasya Kurvate. So Tikshna Adi Guna may be due to the Ritucharya of Varsha Rutu, Ushmara Stejanam Chayat, etc., etc., and there is Chaitya outside. That leads to Sanchaya of Pitta, and with Sharad Rutu, when there is heat, there is Prakopa of Pitta. As against that, Kapha has different characteristic. शीतेन युक्ता मध्याद्याः चयन कफ श्लेष्मण कुरुते श्लेष्मणश्चयन. So Manda etc. with Shita Guna Yukta, which is a property of Kapha itself. And so this goes well with the its own properties. And Ushnena Kopam in Vasanta Rutu, there is Kopa. So there is Chaya in Hemanta and Shishira of Kapha due to Shita and Manda etc. And there is Prakopa in Vasanta and Prashama further in Grishma. So like that, if we have it, say one on the basis of Ahara, Vihara, etc., with these combinations or something like that, then there might be Prakopa of dosha. Now, Rukshoshna, this would give lead to Sanchaya, not really Prakopa. And initially, this might be the thing. Later on, it might be the Shita Virya, something like that. But there is no mention like that. So, this is something typical, Ruksha Ushna, leading to Vata Prakopa or something like that. Puranairva Samavritaha, this is Srotarodhatmaka Samprati, Marga Urudojanya Samprati. And first one is Dhatukshayajanya Samprati. फक्त तंबाखू खाणारे व फक्त गुटखा खाणारे या दोन गटांपैकी ओरल कॅन्सरचे प्रमाण कोणत्या गटात आहे असा काही डाटा आहे का? इट इज मोर विथ गुटखा. गुटखा खाणाऱ्या गटात अधिक असेल तर त्यात सुगंधासाठी वापरल्या केमिकलकडे हेतुत्व अधिक जाईल. दॅट इज ट्रू. So these are chemicals that are used in gutka, and some people are of opinion that tobacco alone is not that culprit. Suna with tobacco has to play a greater role. But as compared to tobacco, gutka is dangerous, and that leads to oral cancer more than so gutka is well known for that as compared to that. So Ruksha Ushna, this is Sanchaya, this is leading to Sanchaya, and still Sanchaya itself leads to disease. This is little strange. Generally there will be Sanchaya, after Sanchaya there will be Prakopa, and then that will lead to a particular disease or something like that. The Samprapti is in both ways. Kevalo Vayuhu Purnairva Samavrata or obstructed Vayu. So it is Shuddha Vayu or something like that. Or Dhatukshayajanya Vata Prakop or Margavarodajanya Vata Prakop. Pradushto Dushen Dushyan. So it is Pradushta by itself and it does the Dushti of Dushya. Visarpati Yathavalam. And as per its strength, it keeps on spreading. Tasya Rupani. ब्रह्मदवतु पिपासा निस्तोद शूल अंगमर्द उद्वेष्टन कंप ज्वर तमक कास अस्ति संधि भेद विश्लेषण वेपन अरोचक अविपाकाः चक्षुषोः आकुलत्वम् अस्रागमनम् पिपीलिका संचारेव च अंगेषु यस्मिंश्च अवकाशे विसर्पति सोवकाशः श्राव अरुणाभासः श्वयतुमान् निस्तोद भेद शूल आयाम संकोच हर्षस्फुरणैः अतिमात्रं प्रपीड्यते अनुपक्रान्तश्च उपचीयते शीघ्रभेदैः स्फोटकैः तन्भिः अरुणाभैः शावैः वा तनुविशद अरुण अल्प अस्रावैः विविद्धमात्रमूत्रपुरीषश्च भवति निदानोक्तानि चास्य नोपशेरते विपरीतानि च उपशेरते इति वातविसर्पः. So there is elaborate description of Vata-visarga or something like that. And these are symptoms not associated only with Vata, but these are associated with Vata, Pitta and Rakta as such. So even though it is called as Vata-visarga, only Vata is not the reason. Ruksha Ushna will be at Rakta Dhatu level, so may cause Vyadi. At other Sharil level, it may cause Sanchaya. Might be we have to think about this. But I had not noticed this before, and Ruksha Kevala Vayu like that. So, Kevalo Vayu. So, Ruksha and Ushna combination, which actually leads to Sanchaya and not really Prakopa, is a part of Samprapti of Mataja Visarga. This is a bit strange. But might be it affects Rakta because Rakta is one of the important doshas in Visarga particularly. So Brahmadavatu Pipasa Nistoda Shula Angamarda Ushveshtana Kampa Jvara Tamaka Kasa Asti Sandhi Bheda Vishleshana Vepana Arochaka Avipaka. These are one set of symptoms or something like that. So there is variety of Vata and Pitta Lakshan. Chakshusho akulatvam asragamanam pipilika sanchara iva cha angeshu. So akulatva of netra. This is again different issue. Yasmincha avakashe visarpo visarpati sovakasha shavaruna bhasaha shvayatman nistoda bheda shula ayama sankocha shaspurunaihi atimatram prapiti. So where it spreads, that avakasha becomes shava, aruna, bhasa, etc. Now, if you have seen the Visarpa Pidaka once or twice, you won't miss the diagnosis, which is generally easy to diagnose. And these are small pitakas in clusters, and maybe initially red and then may become black or whitish or something like that. And those have immense daho. So burning sensation is tremendous. So, and in Vataja there is more Shula also. So, Nistoda, Shula, Angamarda, etc. These all symptoms are seen. Long back when I was in second year or so, I had seen one case of Kardama Visarpa in Tarjan Hospital. It was just horrible case. And but in my practice, I have seen more of Vata Pitta Visarpa, not many advanced cases like that. But the first instance treatment is Adave Visarpeshu Hitam Langana Rukshanam. Rukshana is indicated as treatment part. Ruksha and Ushna is the cause for Vata Prakopa. And even then, Rukshana is the treatment or something like that. So this is also a bit strange. So there are Spotaka, Tanubhi Arunabhaihi Shavaiva, Tanuvishada Aruna Alpa Asravaihi. Generally, there is no oozing, but in some cases we may find oozing. Recently, I had admitted one case in Punarvasu, which was admitted basically for cancer. No, not cancer. It was liver cirrhosis, that's it. And she had history of cancer previously, a doubtful history. And at the time when we admitted, there was ascites, and I kept her on milk diet. But more prominent symptom was viscerpa, which was in this abdomen and waist region. And it was rather difficult to treat than the liver problem. So, but with application of leeches, it gradually got resolved. But she went into coma after that. Somehow she came out of coma with Anjana Nase, etc., but didn't survive further. 4 years back, she was about to die, and with this liver problem and ascites, and alpha beta protein level was high. But at that time, she recovered well and spent 4 years of life happily. But this time, she didn't respond well. She was around 70 years of age. But anyway, this viscerpa can be very troublesome at certain times, and so there might be she had this oozing, and otherwise I have not seen much oozing in viscerpa patients, but this particular lady was having oozing, and ultimately chandan powder, application of chandan powder helped her in stopping the oozing and reducing the daha particularly.
सातारावरून आपल्या इथे गेली होती ती आजी होत्या तिचं तिथं चिखलासारखं हे व्हायला लागलं होतं
नाही आठवत ही मसे आत्ताची सांगितली सावित्री मसे गणेशची आजी दत्त गेली. विबद्ध वातमूत्र पुरीशश्च भवति, विबद्ध वातमूत्र पुरीश आणि नितानुक्तानि चास्य उपशेरते, न उपशेरते विपरीतानि च उपशेरते. So whatever the causative factors these create anupashaya, and whatever are opposite to them, these give upashaya. Iti vata visarpaha. This is a common sutra generally in all diseases. So Nidanokta Nupashayo. Anupashaya is said by Nidana itself, that is general statement. So whatever is Nidana, or the causative factor for that disease, creates anupashaya, and what is opposite to that creates upashaya, that is vata visarpa or something like that. I think we stop today and continue tomorrow. Just finished this टीका. वृक्षोष्णैव इत्यादिना पृथक् हेतु लक्षणमाह तच्च वृक्षादिभिः स्वतन्त्रः पूर्णेन च मार्गावरणात् कुपितो परतन्त्र वायुः ज्ञेयः. उष्णञ्च यद्यपि न साक्षात् वातजनकं तथापि वृक्षसम्बन्धात् उष्णं वातं करोति. So it creates उष्णवात. This is strange. उष्णसम्बद्धत्व सामान्य संप्राप्तिमिह यत् पित्तं तज्जन्यते इति ज्ञेयम्. This is something strange. दवथुः चक्षुरादिषु अत्यर्थतापः. दवथुश्च पैत्तिकोऽपि अत्र उत्सर्गसिद्ध विसर्पार्थगामी पित्तरक्तसम्भवात् भवति. I think we continue tomorrow with this. This is something strange. So we'll deal with this tika tomorrow. Ayurveda prakando nigadita iha hi shalyatantra pradhanah शिष्येभ्यः शाश्वतोऽयं निखिलजनकृपा व्याप्तचित्तेन येन आयुर्वेदस्य वाञ्छन् पुनरपि भुवने तां च सुष्ठु प्रतिष्ठां श्रेष्ठं धन्वन्तरिं तं प्रणमति च सदा वैद्यवर्गो हि नूनम् विरम्यते व्याख्यानव्यापारात् श्वः पुनरपि मिलिष्यामः।